Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful recap is finally in for Friday, November 7, 2025. In today's episode, Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, connects with Electra Forrester, Lania Grace. Meanwhile, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, has a fantasy of life with Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. At Brooke Logan Forrester's, Catherine Kelly Lang, house, she and Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Gurries, talk about Will and Luna's baby. Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, strolls in and immediately blames Bill Spencer, Don Diamond. Brooke worries about Bill and Katie Logan, Heather Tom. They talk about how Will was a miracle baby. Brooke believes that Katie might be thinking about Storm Logan, William DeVry, and his ultimate sacrifice. They go back to Luna. They hope Will and Electra can still be happy. At the prison, Luna is told by her cellmate that her plan has failed. Luna's bruises are fading. Does she want new ones? Luna says it didn't work last time. The young lady says she should be wearing cute maternity clothes, not in prison. The cellmate thinks she's in Fantasyland. When the cellmate leaves, Luna has a fantasy about her life with Will when she gets out of prison. At work, Electra is having problems focusing. Daphne enters and assumes she's thinking about Will. Daphne feels bad for Electra. The nose says that the jewelry designer has a right to feel the way she does. Then, the Paris perfumer urges Electra not to give up on love if that is what she wants. Life isn't easy, but maybe Electra's love is enough. At the Spencer mansion, Bill keeps apologizing. Will tells him to stop, it's not helpful. Katie rants about Luna's actions. Katie can't believe her grandbaby is inside of a psychopath's belly. Beatty encourages their son to open up about how he really feels. The young man says he feels detached and in denial. He had the perfect life and the perfect girl, but Luna has ruined everything. He's worried his life will never be the same again. Katie assures him they will take care of the child and Luna will never have a place here again. Katie reminds her son they are fighters and survivors. They will raise the baby as a family and as a team. Electra wanders in, as Will freaks out about her being tied to the Luna chaos. Electra makes herself known, then Will runs into her arms. Friday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivered a heady mix of emotional breakthroughs, wishful thinking, and complicated family dynamics. It was an episode that thrived on quiet connection and unspoken tension. The kind that makes you lean forward and wonder who will break first. From Electra's vulnerable exchange with Daphne to Luna's almost dreamlike vision of what her future could be, the hour shimmered with a rare blend of tenderness and truth. The episode began in the Forrester Creations design studio, where Electra Forrester stood before a rack of gowns, running her fingers along silk and chiffon as if searching for something more than fabric, maybe a sense of belonging. Her face, usually poised and confident, was weary. After her recent attack and all the chaos surrounding her connection to the Forrester family, Electra seemed determined to find her footing. But the mirror reflected her doubts, not her designs. That's when Daphne entered, quietly at first, holding a sketchpad and a takeaway coffee. The young designer, who had been something of an enigma since joining Forrester, approached with hesitant warmth. "Daphne, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought you could use this. I made it extra strong. You look like you've been fighting with the ghosts in your head." Electra, half laughing. "Only the usual ones. The ones with perfect cheekbones and impeccable family names." The air between them softened. Daphne's empathy was striking, not the kind that pitied, but understood. She'd been on the outside before too, and as they began talking, the walls around Electra began to crack. Daphne confessed that her reason for coming to Forrester wasn't just about career ambition. She wanted to prove to herself that she could succeed on talent alone, not by connection. "Daphne, I spent my whole life being told who I'm not. I figured it was time I showed them who I am." "Electra, I know that feeling. Except, sometimes I don't even know who that is." It was a poignant exchange, a mirror moment that felt like two sides of the same coin. Daphne with her quiet intelligence and Electra with her fiery vulnerability, both yearned for a sense of identity that wasn't dictated by anyone else. The two began sharing personal stories. Daphne spoke of her upbringing, her fascination with design as a form of self-expression. Electra, in turn, confessed that her family's approval always felt conditional. For the first time in weeks, Electra smiled, genuinely. "Electra, you know, everyone here acts like design is about legacy. But I think it's about survival. About making something beautiful out of what broke you." Daphne, softly. "That's exactly why your work matters, Electra." It was a subtle but powerful moment, the beginning of what could be a deep friendship, or perhaps an alliance with unexpected consequences. Across town, the ocean waves framed another story entirely. At the Cliff House, Luna Nozawa was sitting on the deck with a gentle smile, her hand resting protectively on her stomach. The scene was almost cinematic, sunlight glinting off the water, a sense of fragile peace in the air. She was daydreaming, imagining a world where everything had worked out, where she, RJ, and their future child existed without scandal, secrets, or sorrow. The fantasy unfolded softly. Luna in a white summer dress, RJ beside her, cradling their baby in his arms. Poppy laughing nearby, Zenda taking photos, and even Lai, calm, approving, reaching out to hold her grandchild. It was a perfect picture, so perfect that it almost hurt to watch. Luna, whispering to herself, "One day, maybe one day, it won't just be a dream." But reality intruded when her phone buzzed. A text from Poppy reminding her about her next prenatal appointment. The message pulled Luna back into her tangled present, a pregnancy still surrounded by questions and quiet anxiety. At the hospital, Poppy and Lai found themselves in yet another tense conversation about Luna's future. Lai, "You think a fantasy will fix this, Poppy? She's living in a dream world." And RJ, "That boy doesn't understand the kind of family he's marrying into." Poppy, "You're talking about our family, Lai. You might not like how we've done things, but we've always protected each other. You shut people out, I let them in." The sisters' relationship remained as fractured as ever. Lai's judgment came from fear, the kind that masks itself as control, while Poppy's free-spirited defense of Luna came from love, perhaps even guilt. Still, Lai's words struck deep. She feared that Luna's attachment to RJ and her idealism about family would only end in heartbreak. Lai, "You can't build a future on what you wish were true, Poppy. And Luna, she'll learn that soon enough." Back at Forrester Creations, RJ was laser-focused on his latest design, one inspired by Luna herself. When Brooke dropped by to check on her son, she found him more serious and mature than ever before. "Brooke, you've been in here for hours. You've barely eaten." RJ, I want to build something real for Luna, Mom. Not just a collection, a future." Brooke smiled proudly, but there was worry in her eyes. She knew how young love could burn too brightly, how it could turn from passion to pressure overnight. "Brooke, you remind me of your father when he was your age. Always chasing perfection, always believing love could fix everything." RJ, smiling faintly, "And did it." Brooke, after a pause, "Sometimes, but love's never simple, RJ, especially in this family." That last line lingered, an ominous hint that the road ahead for RJ and Luna would be anything but simple. Daphne and Electra's creative breakthrough. Back in the studio, Electra and Daphne found themselves collaborating on a new design concept, one that blended their shared experiences into something fresh. Daphne sketched an asymmetrical gown, symbolizing imperfection made elegant. Electra added texture, lace overlays that represented scars that could still be beautiful. Their teamwork drew attention. Hope entered midway through, impressed by the emotional depth behind their work. "Hope, this is different. It feels real. Like something women would feel before they even wear it." Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our BOLD and BU2IFUEL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.